Hello everybody, this is September from Hanure and the public test server. Today I'm checking in from the Leviathan server in the EU, and I'll be playing my alt miner named Evolution Fail. In this video I'm going to talk about the 230k max proficiency mining and unidentified veins, the drop rates on the various unidentified ores, and the value of those contents. This video is actually going to follow a different format than my others. Generally, what happens in my other videos is I do them in 1 or 2 takes, and it consists mostly of me just talking in a bit of a unorganized fashion. Some of you actually may like that, others probably just tolerate it, and I know some of you absolutely hate it. So this video, I've basically outlined a script that I will generally follow, and I would like you guys to let me know how you guys feel about this compared to my other videos. First, quick note about mining. In general, mining is not a very profitable profession. The value of most of the ore is in the toilet on legacy servers, like to the point of you might as well just sell it to the vendor instead of putting it on the auction house. So most of the profit is based on the value of raw stone, with the exception of like gold ore, pure gold ore, and diamonds. Those still have a fair bit of value, but they're just too rare to calculate into the overall value of mining. So let's move on from general mining and let's talk about the 3.0 edition of Unidentified Veins. I've actually been wanting to do a follow-up video from my other 3.0 mining video for actually quite a while now. To that end, what I wanted to do was harvest 100 unidentified veins myself, so I could get some solid numbers and look at the drop rates on the various ore pouches. Now, I will admit 100 is a very small sample when you consider the RNG factor of Archeage. However, 100 ore pouches is actually a couple weeks worth of labor and time to accumulate. Typically, I'll use my alt every other day once he gets labor capped and spend all that labor in the mining profession. In a typical session, which is 5,000 labor, I'll get about 14 to 20 unidentified veins. And those veins basically represent the 100 pouches I have here, which is actually a couple weeks worth of labor. As covered in my previous video, unidentified veins sometimes appear after you mine the Fortuna veins. And I imagine anybody that's done any bit of mining is probably familiar with the process. Once you get an unidentified vein to appear, you'll need the following things to harvest it. First, you need to actively be wearing the So Basalty title, which is given to you once you achieve 230k base mining, and you also have to have a minimum of 50,000 current mining proficiency to mine the vein. It costs 50 base labor to mine the unidentified vein, but if you're at max level, you'll get a 40% labor reduction, so it only costs you 30 labor. Which I'll actually use that 30 labor figure in my silver to labor ratio later in this video. So let's talk about the ore pouches. In the 100 unidentified veins that I harvest, I received one of the following 3 ore pouches. I either got the clear unidentified ore, the vivid unidentified ore, or the lucid unidentified ore. Each one of the different ore pouches has a unique loot table and a separate labor cost to open. And so here's a table showing the labor cost to open and the drop rate that I observed. One more thing you should note is the labor to open these pouches is not based on any proficiency, which basically means there is no way to mitigate the labor. It is a straight 15, 20, or 30 labor to open. In addition to the labor, you're also going to need an item called an ore sorter to identify each pouch. You can actually craft those at a handicraft workbench, and they cost 3 copper ingots and 1 lumber to craft, and it also takes 15 labor. In addition, you're also going to need 20K handicraft proficiency. If you don't have any of that, you can usually find them on the auction house for about 1 gold each, and that's actually what I had to do due to my lack of handicraft proficiency. Okay, so let's get into opening these bad boys up. Let's start with the 62 clear unidentified ore pouches, and here we go. Okay, so it appears each pouch will always drop 5 gold ore, and usually, but not always, 5 Archeage ore. After all 62 clear unidentified ore pouches were open, I ended up with 310 gold ore and 270 Archeage ore. Okay, so here are the numbers for the silver to labor ratio on just the clear unidentified ore pouches. Okay, so what we had 310 gold ore valued at 11 silver each for a total of 34 gold and 10 silver. We had 270 Archeage ore valued at 23 silver each for a total of 62 gold and 10 silver, bringing a total haul of 96 gold and 20 silver. Now we also have to minus the cost of the ore sorters. We had to use 62 of those. They were 1 gold each. That's minus 62 gold. So for profit, we would take 96.2 minus 62, and we get our profit of 34.2 gold. Now the total labor cost, they cost 45 labor to collect and open. We times that by 62, and we get 2,790 labor to open. So to finally figure out the silver to labor ratio, we take our profit, 34.2 divided by labor, 2790, and we get a whopping value of 0.03448, or about 3 silver and 44 copper per labor point. Eeks. Now let's take a look at the vivid unidentified ore pouches. I had a total of 23 of those, so let's go ahead and open these bad boys up. Okay, so it appears these pouches are putting out a fair amount of gems. Actually, you get up to 3 different kinds per pouch, and they always consist of either amethyst, sapphire, emeralds, or ruby. After 23 of the vivid pouches that we opened, we received 115 amethyst, 85 sapphire, 45 emeralds, and 50 rubies. Values in order was 18 silver, 18.5 silver, 16.75, and the rubies aren't even worth listing at 10 silver each. Okay, so here's the numbers for the silver to labor ratio on the vivid unidentified ore pouches. They cost 30 labor to obtain, 20 labor to open for 50 labor per item. The total market value of those gems was 48.96 gold. We take out 23 gold for the cost of the ore sorters, which leaves us 25.96 gold profit. Then we divide that by the labor, which was 1150, which gives us a silver to labor ratio of 2 silver and 25 copper per labor point. And so finally we need to take a look at the lucid ore pouches. Only have 15 of those, so let's pop them open. So after we opened all 15 of those pouches, we got the following items. We got 75 topaz. Those are worth about 32, almost 33 silver each. Diamonds, we got 42 of those, a little over 2 gold each. And then we got the radiant jewels, which actually aren't auction house items. Those are just sold to the general vendor, and those were 7.5 gold each. Market value of those items is 178.58 gold. The total value after we minus 15 gold for the ore sorters is 163.58 gold. And when we look at the labor, each one was 30 labor to collect and 30 labor to open. That's 60 labor per, for a total of 900 labor. Silver to labor ratio for the lucid pouches comes out to about 20 silver each, and the way we found that was we take the value 163 gold divided by the 900 labor, and we get about 20 silver each. Individually, the value of each one of these ore pouches is almost 12 gold each, and I point that out because you can actually put these unidentified ore pouches on the auction house, so you can kind of keep a lookout for those. And the way I came up with that number is I took 178.58 gold, which is the value of the contents, and then divided it by the 15 ore pouches that we had, which gave us about 12 gold each value. But also remember that you also will need one of those ore sorters to open it up. And finally, we average everything out for all the different ores: 63 clears, 22 vivid, 15 lucids. Add up all those values and you get 223 gold and 75-ish silver. Labor cost wise, we spent a total of 4,840 labor to collect and identify all those ores. Our total value was 223.745 gold. We divide that by 4,840 gold, and for all the ore pouches we get a silver to labor ratio of about 4.6 per labor point. There you go. Those are the numbers. I hope this video helps you. Please remember to let me know if you like this video format above the others. And remember to subscribe to me so you get notifications next time I post a video. Hope to see you in Hanure.